Hey everyone, this is Ian here. I've been getting some of the same questions regarding this assignment that we're turning in, so I wanted to just clarify here real fast in a video. First is the resolution of the assignment. It doesn't matter too much to me as long as you put it in a 16:9 ratio, but if you're looking for something to put it in, just put it in as 1920 by 1080 lengthwise in that horizontal. If you've already done it and it's like in a different resolution and it would be a pain to redo, reconfigure it, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. But just if you're looking for a resolution, just 16:9, 1920 by 1080 works. If you're putting it in this resolution and you're importing assets, you may run into a problem. So let me show you what that would be. Let me go to my artboard where I was working on this. Okay, cool. Close some of these. So that issue, what it might be, go ahead and open one up here. So let's say I want to bring this in to my new assignment. So I have them both open in a tab right here. And I go and I grab it, and I hit Control C or Command C to copy it. And I come over here and I go to paste it in. It's really big. Well, that's fine because we're working with vectors, right? We can just scale it down. Oh, that time it worked. I think it might be a toggle. So what might happen though is you see these line widths. Sometimes when you scale, the line widths don't scale up and down with what you're scaling. So if you're running into that issue, what you want to do, whoops. What you want to do is you just want to go up to Object, Transform, Scale, and under here you have an option which is said Scale Strokes and Effects. So if you toggle that, it's going to keep everything the same, and it's not going to like scale your strokes up or down. So if like I toggle that off and I try to do it, watch this. Oops, I should grab the whole thing. Okay. Then I try to do it. Let's see. Yeah, so you see like it keeps all my it keeps all my strokes at the same width. So everything's got like this super bold like look to it. So you don't want that. So if you're having that issue with scaling, just make sure that you come up to Object. Oops, let's select something. Object, Transform, Scale, and then make sure that you have this checked so that you scale your strokes so that they're the appropriate size. So that's the first thing. Secondly, in terms of making your project with the assets, what you really want to concentrate on is just making sure that you have some distinct layers. So like you have a foreground element here, kind of a midground where probably most of your assets will go, and then kind of a background element, which is kind of what I put in here. And you want to think about things like depth, where as things go further into the background, they become a little less saturated. They have less details, less features. You can see less of them. So as you put them in, so just keep those things in mind as you're making your final assignment. Just try to keep a distinct foreground, like I have with the lights here, a midground, which is where I'm putting all my tints and booths and things, and then a background where you're putting in elements like this. Lastly, if you are making in the foreground, you'll want to bring in some of your, let me see, avatars. So make sure you just grab a couple. Grab this one. Oops, I think it might not have hit this. There we go. Make sure you put a couple in the foreground. So that you can move them around as you go. So you'll also want to put a couple of your avatars up in the foreground in the front of the fair. And I think that's about it. So just make sure you have all your assets configured. The other video I linked was from last semester, but I thought she did a really great job of explaining some techniques, especially these ones like these lights, where you use like the alpha to make like a gradient that kind of has this like glow effect, which is really nice. Like I didn't even know you could do that, and I watched her video and I was like, whoa. So check those out. Check out some of the techniques she's using because her stuff is awesome. And then if you're just like worried about specifics with this project, just keep these in mind as you turn it in and submit it. All right, thank you all. Let me know if you have any questions.